and then knocks up Twisted Fate. Cho'Gath knocks up again, silences, and then that's already a lot of burst damage.
So hopefully no, makita tayo ng roaming strategy coming from the Betrayal dito to counter the possible strategies na pwedeng gawin ng Gamex.Wargods, since in terms of the lineup, I think Betrayal has the chance to win this game. Yun nga lang, ang problema talaga nila in the bottom lane. If Ashe will go against a Blitzcrank and Severe, and of course with the Morgana dito, I think they have to make sure na manalo yung bottom lane with the help coming from Pantheon.
Yes, or they can again go in for that late swap because sabihin na natin na they do have the Morgana for hindi maka-hook yung Blitz. What if hindi nila nakita ko saan mag-hook yung Blitz? Can he react fast enough to use that Black Shield to save his teammate? Or yes or no? Yun yung question eh. And then, kahit kung sabihin natin na hindi siya maka-hook, BYY still has that Bouncing Blades to hit, let's say, Sync if he wants to engage, and then nandun pa rin yung Chakram niya. And then Sync can only use his, I believe, Ice Volley to try and damage him back. And then kung nag-auto-attacks man siya, nandun na si Stronger agad sa harapan ng mukha niya para i-knock up, para i-hook again, and yun na yun. That's about it.
So, Morgana or itong si Hack have to make sure na malagyan niya ng enough level itong kanyang spell shield. Just to make sure na hindi ma-knock up yung kanyang teammate dito after tumama yung hook. Kasi, alam mo yun, kapag level 1 lang yung kanyang spell shield dito, I think makakancel ka agad yun after magamit yung hook. And once na lumapit si Stronger dito, he can use the knock up. Pero kung level 2 siya or level 3, after niyang mag-hook, meron pang matitirang konting shield dito. So the knock-up won't, I mean the third skill coming from Blitzcrank dito won't knock up any champion na tinamaan niya ng spell shields.
But I can see right now, sinabi mo before na JT Esports needs to do a roaming kind of composition, and they have it already. They have the opening from the Stun of the Pantheon into the Flag and Drag combo of Jarvan, and you can follow up if ever with Hack's Dark Binding kung sumama siya dun sa invades nila. And that's already a potent combination against this lineup from Wargods, because pag na-miss yung hook ni Stronger, wala na silang way of engaging other than that. Alright, so it's Boomerang Blade and Ricochet. So, di na Bouncing Blades. I believe Bouncing Blades is, I think, Katarina? Yung Q niya. Yes, that. Yeah, so
yun ang literal na blades. Kasi maliliit yung mga maliliit na blades niya coming from mga
Bouncing Chakrams wala if ever pala. Alright, so that was my bad. Okay, so now we are just waiting for the game to load. Again, may 3-minute delay. We just have to wait. So makikita natin again, Wargods JLC in the top lane with the Jax. Scale with the Rek'Sai jungle, Ochi with the Cho'Gath mid lane. So, first time to see this in the PGS, para sa akin. BYY with the Sivir ADR, sorry. Stronger with our support Blitzcrank, JT Esports Betrayal. So, Sphere.
Yes, we have Jarvan for the top lane para naman kay Ruin.
Yes.
We have the jungle si Pantheon for Link, Twisted Fate in the mid lane for Zone dito. We have the AD carry Road or Marksman na si Sync for Ashe. Hack naman na gagamitin niya si Morgana against Blitzcrank and Severe.
Yes.
So, yes, level 1 team fight. What can you say? Sino yung sa tingin mo may advantage? Sino yung sa tingin mo may disadvantage dito?
Alright, advantage, I would have to go it for JT Esports Betrayal just because they have a lot of engage and soft CC tools that they can add to damage Wargods. But then, kung makuha Stronger yung hook niya sa isang
just like what happened earlier, no? Sabi mo kanina, na kapag nauna yung bubble, they have the advantage. Kapag tumama naman yung hook, of course, one pick again for the members of Gamex.Wargods dito if ever. Pero, like what you've said, it's all about the hooks coming from Stronger dito. So, kapag ginawa na naman ng Gamex.Wargods yung kanilang strategy kanina na nagro-roam yung jungler with the support, I think mahihirapan ulit ang Betrayal to win the matchup dito. Especially, ang nangyayari dito, supposedly 1 versus 1 duel in top lane, biglang nagiging 3 versus 1. So, Betrayal have to secure muna yung kanilang mga level 6 or yung kanilang mga ultimate skill dito before they can do effectively yung kanilang mga strategy dito. Kasi, with the Destiny alone and the mod drop coming from Pantheon, they can surely pick a champion dito for sure against the Wargods.
Alright, so before we get into the game, we will be back after a short break.
This January on Animax, Hunter x Hunter, all new episodes. Witness the final chapter of the epic saga. Little battlers experience wars. The battle for the future begins now. Strike the blood when forbidden love is bound by fate. Inari Con, is magic the formula for love? All this January on Animax.
And we are back.
That is Animax.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Animax, one of our sponsors. So, again, bago tayo mag-proceed sa ating match ngayon between the Gamex.Wargods and the Betrayal Esports, I have to promote muna ang isang tournament na mangyayari tomorrow. We have the Iron Solari League, all-girl tournament, all-female tournament dito na mangyayari sa Hashnet Cyber Cafe. So, punta lang kayo dyan sa Pasig. For more information, just visit the esports.garena.ph. Nandyan lahat ng information natin, lahat ng upcoming tournaments natin. Puntahan nyo lang yung calendar at doon yung makikita yun.
So, yung mga sumasali ba sa Iron Solari, I mean, are they one of like the more famous girl players of PH?
For Iron Solari League, lahat ng babae, kahit hindi ka famous, you can still join.
So, meron ka baka kilala din na famous. Kasi baka may mga fans siguro dyan ng mga girl players, di ba? Ng, Rumble Royale. Yung mga,
we have the Cute Division from
yung Cute
Rumble
Division.
Royale.
Yeah,
and I think for the Cute Division, medyo ano lang sila parang Lilo muna for the invitational. So, Iron Solari, we are open for any girl team dyan. Just join lang kayo dyan sa tournament tomorrow.
Yes. Alright guys, another announcement about the watch and win. For you guys who have won the watch and win, please do not change your IGNs in League of Legends because I believe pag binago niya siya, it will be null and void yung inyong win. So if you don't want your 500 RP to not be credited into your account, please do not change your names. Ooh.
Yes, this is it, Pansit mga kaibigan. Early team fight mga kaibigan. Nangyayari na skill has been stunned without yellow card coming from zone dito. And yet again, Nick trying his best to kill a champion and he will go down. A first blood for the members of Gamex.Wargods. Here comes the Dark Binding. Stronger won't go down, and then 2 champion for the members of Betrayal. Sync dito. Yet again, it's 2-for-1 exchange, and it's a 3-for-1. JLC still picking up a kill, but not enough damage coming from their team, and it's 3-for-1.
Alright, so sinabi ko sino unang makakuha ng engage. It was actually in favor of Wargods because they have the follow-up CC. Kasi when they do the follow-up CC, they have the damage to go in there, and then J2 Esports hindi sila makaka-attack because like you've said, naka-knock up sila.
I hope we can see a replay sana, no? Pero in that team fight, what went wrong for the members of Betrayal dito is they with that yellow card coming from zone, tumama kaya sorry lang po dito.
So here's the binding hitting actually only Ochi, and there's the, like you said, the card onto zone, but skill does dodge it out. There's a 2-man knock-up rupture, and then walang damage na lumalabas J2 Esports, and then they were able to just go in on link, and then the last hit from BYY gives in that first blood. Did get the stun, pero parang sabihin na natin na paisa-isa yung damage nila, hindi nila fino-focus sa isang tao. And then you can see right there, hindi na namatay sila. Strong was able to flash out, and yung nangyari na doon na kill was, it was Sync flashing in and killing Stronger. Here, we'll just wait for the flash, and there it is. Ayun ang naging only kill nila sa engage na yan, and we are just going to clean up from that.
I think, syempre, para kahit pa paano makabawi ng konting item dito, si Sync in the bottom lane, he at least try his best to kill a champion, at least kahit Stronger lang, and that's pretty much it. Yun nga lang, gaya na sinabi mo while we are watching the replay dito, no, hindi sila ganun ka-coordinated kung sino yung dapat nila i-target. Iwaiwalay sila na target dito. Once again, here comes the hook for Hack dito. Hack will go down. A heal has been used by VYY dito, but he got binded, and the turret will help Sync to kill a champion in the bottom lane.
Oh yeah, I just want to see kung now gold worth ni VYY compared to Sync. So under 300, so that's a little, that's big early on, 3 minutes into the game. VYY 3-1-1 already compared to Sync's 12-1-1, and here comes the damage by skill onto Link. Link is taking a lot of burst, but he is bursting down. Oh, sorry.
Skill trying his best to disengage dito. However, Ruin from the backline trying his best to chase his opponent. Zone used that ghost and the flash in to kill a champion in the top lane.
Yes, you can see right now that
these support champions, mga kaibigan, nagkasalubong dito. Chogat or Oji trying to chase down Hack dito, but nag-miss ang hook from Stronger. And no more kill from the Gamex.Wargods.
Yes, also, ang nangyari na lang nun, it's a Pantheon. You don't go against a Pantheon if you're AD early on, if you don't have the damage, because he has the damage. Kahit man wala pa siyang items, because of his spamming ability with his spear, and then yung Heartseeker Strike niya, his E. And also yung 50% crit, yung bonus critical damage nun.
Yes, Dark Binding connected to VYY. Sync taking so much damage. Really go down. Britang gamitin ni Hack ang kanyang exhaust. In the bottom lane, a flash out from JLC to disengage dito again against Link. Wow, a jump out for Skill dito. So he can disengage while Skill trying to finish the job in the top lane dito. Won't be enough to pick up a kill once again. And 4-3 score in favor of Gamex.Wargods.
Yes, so kahit man nagkaroon ng... Oh, sorry about that.
A hook again from Stronger. Napaka-unexpected yung mga ganong klaseng galawan dito in the bottom lane. Even with the turret there. Wow, medyo tinutot talaga niya.
Yes.
Aray ko po! That
Gosh!
boomerang! Woo.
So, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, even with the Morgana pick against a Blitzcrank, do you have the reaction speed to use that Black Shield onto whoever Blitzcrank is using that hook? I guess not at the moment.
So 6-3 score in favor of the Gamex.Wargods. 5-1-1 for VYY alone. Imagine, 90% of their kill ay na kay VYY.
Yes, very
Zone
true.
Trying to win the mid lane against Ochi dito.
But Ochi, like I said again, doesn't need to go in aggressive onto zone. But also nga pala, yung skills ni Cho'Gath, if ever goes onto that AP mid, can burst someone down easily, and also mabilis yung kanyang farm clear. And whoa!
Here comes a 3-man gang, mga kaibigan. The smite has been used by Link dito. He got hooked once again by Stronger. Ignited. He will go down. One more champion once again for the members of Gamex.Wargods.
Alright, I'm not sure what just happened there. They did engage onto it, but J2 Esports did engage onto it, but then I think Wargods, even though they didn't know that they were gonna go in for it, aggressive yung playstyle nila eh. So they were just there for the counter engage agad-agad, cause
Betrayal was trying their best to do the roaming strategy dito. However, won't be enough, mga kaibigan. Ruin will go down, got locked up by the members of Gamex.Wargods dito. Ang naging problema ngayon ng team ng Betrayal, sobrang bilis ng responde coming from Gamex.Wargods.
Yes, nahirapan ako sabihin yun, pero thank you. Kasi ano eh, dami action eh, so yeah, I'm getting confused what was happening. But right now, we can see that they are almost just pushing down this bot lane of J2 Esports, and oh my gosh, the auto attacks.
Yeah, use it ultimate skill. Betrayal sync, use that flash in and a volley to pick up another kill. However, it's a 2-for-1 exchange in the bottom lane in favor of Gamex.Wargods, and I think that's not a good decision coming from Betrayal dito.
Although Sync did get the shutdown kill onto VYY, but even though that was a shutdown, VYY has 6-2-2 compared to his 3-3-0, and as I was checking before, he has 1,000 gold advantage already 7 minutes in.
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot.
Alam mo, kailangan i-pull off ngayon ng team ng Betrayal yung ginagawa nilang strategy. It is effective for them to do the roaming strategy dito. Ngunit, gaya ng sinabi natin, wala pa silang level 6 skills. Wala pang Mandrap, wala pa tayong Destiny from Twisted Fate dito. So, I think kakalagay lang niya ng Destiny, kaka-reach lang niya ng level 6 in the mid lane.
Also, ang nakikita ko na lang na nangyayari sa J-Sport. Oh, wait. Alright, they were trying to go in on it to each other.
Engaging JLC na top lane. Kita mo naman, napakaliit ng buhay JLC dito. But, hindi niya alam ang salitang pag-back sa top lane against Ruin.
Yes.
I just realized, no? Cho'Gath is a champion that can counter a Twisted Fate. Here comes the ultimate from Rek'Sai. Kapag naririnig ko yung sound na yun, parang medyo kinikilabutan talaga ako. But JLC will go to the top lane dito.
The Cataclysm snipe by Ruin. You have to give it to him for that. JLC a little bit too confident with his pick there. Also, ang nakikita na lang ngayon na pagkakamali ng J2 Esports is they're doing the aggressive openings for their team, pero hindi pa siguro ganun ka-refined yung paano nila ginagawa yun. Kasi parang papasok-pasok na lang sila eh. They're not yet sure of how to do it. And
mukhang nagawa niya yung sinasabi mong timing dito. And here comes the Destiny coming from Twisted Fate. BYY got exhausted. The yellow card actually so much disabled coming from the members of Betrayal dito. And of course, kahit sino champion tumanggap ng ganun karaming stun, won't be able to survive.
Yes, wasn't able to use the spell shield. And while that is happening, Wargods are trying to get this mid turret to mitigate the gold pressure.
Plus a dragon.
Yes, plus a dragon right now for J2 Esports.
So this dragon
this right now.
Kaya nga bang ma-steal ng rocket grab from Stronger dito. Ang dragon na yon, no smite from Betrayal.
He used it before. He tried to hook and hack or the scuttler. So they weren't able to try to get in that rocket grab snipe
for the Gamex.Wargods dito. So right now 10-6, unti-unting nakakahabol ang team members ng Betrayal.
Yes.
While JLC is being left behind in top lane dito to push that first tier turret. And Jarvan, Ruin, and the zone in the mid lane coming to defend the top lane dito. The yellow card connected to Wargods. JLC takes so much damage. Ginamit na kanya ultimate skill to disengage dito. That Dragon Strike from Ruin. And the ward
display.
Imagine yung ginawa niya dito na top lane. Medyo matras siya ng konti before he jumped into that ward.
That's why JLC is a top laner, because he knows what he needs to do to disengage kahit man may two-man gank sa kanya.
That's why JLC is JLC.
Yes, also JLC means John Lloyd Cruz.
Yes.
Sa
lahat din nakakaalam, here comes the teleport coming from the members of Betrayal dito. Connected na naman ang binding to Stronger dito. He used that rocket grab yet again. BYY will pick up a kill dito. Cataclysm locking BYY in the bottom lane. And here comes Sochi to respond. Two men a knockup. And yet again, it's a 2-for-2 exchange. Ochi tanking the damage off with a flash in. And that feast to get a double kill. And the knockup once again. Rek'Sai trying to respond. And an assist for his champion. And a triple kill for Ochi.
Wow, you just have to give it Alright, see a replay right now. Here comes the teleport in by the Jarvan. He does get hooked in, I believe, by the Blitzcrank. There it is. But look at this. Flag and drag combo, and he was able to use the Cataclysm to trap BYY. Even though if he dies to BYY is still trapped there, and he was able to get followed up by the members of J2 Esports, and they were able to get the kill there. But here comes Ochi in the backline for the revenge kill, and like we've said before, Cho'Gath has a lot of damage when he's built AP, and his feast just hits a lot, and whoa!
Habang pinag-uusapan natin yun, nagkaroon ng kill na naman. Actually, that is another kill for the members of Betrayal dito. So 49 score.
Okay,
what
so
a good team fight.
Yeah, kung nakikita na lang nangyayari, J2 Esports are now becoming more refined with their grouping up. Sabi mo kanina, they needed the level 6, they have it now, and they're utilizing it to great effect. But what I'm seeing right now na nangyayari sa kanila is that they need to group up to make their team effective, and this might give Wargods the opportunity for JLC to push in the top lane, but here it comes now.
Here comes JLC, mga kaibigan. That counter-strike will stun the champion dito. Here comes the two-man knockup again from Cho'Gath, and Betrayal Sync will go down. Tries best. JLC chasing down zone dito, but the movement speed is not quite enough.
Alright, so I was thinking that Wargods might have opted to go in for that split push, but they have their core items right now, so they're not afraid to go in for those 5v5 clashes because they have the CC, because they have the execution as well.
Wow, Ochi taking the damage from that turret when the other member of Gamex.Wargods is trying to kill that turret. 1/4, almost 1/4 ang natira dito.
Yes.
And alam mo, napakagdapi talaga ng action. 13-minute mark in a total of 26
yes.
kill. Parang ganito yung mga usually mga normal games eh. Napakabilis ng mga laban. Pero right now, sobrang aggressive from both teams dito. The Destiny has been used by Zone to kill JLC. You have to disengage. Hack trying to respond dito with that spell shield to stop skill. VYY, take note, meron siyang, wala pa siyang ultimate skill, so he can't use that to give a movement speed na stop ang kanyang Dragon Strike match standard combo dito with that knockup coming from Stronger. And once again, Ochi chasing down Morgana.
He used his feast to last hit Hack. So what happened there, it was a nice try by Ruin to use his flag and drag to kill, I believe, JLC. But Stronger was just there for the knockup, and he countered it. Ooh, Sync!
Oh my God, Sync! He had to use that heal and flash to disengage, because without that summoner spell, he will surely go down with that turret damage.
I think he was lagging there. That's why he used that heal and flash. Alright, so you can see right now another engage onto skill there. Oh my gosh, the damage is just real from
again, Betrayal trying to turn this around, mga kaibigan. They have to use that ultimate skill. BYY trying to respond and helping Stronger to disengage that Dark Binding. Ultimate has been used by Hack. BYY will go down. Stronger with that Dark Binding.
Kahit wala si Sync sa fight, that global ultimate with his arrow gets the follow-up stun onto VYY. Alright, here comes the replay, guys. So you can see right now, BYY is just trying to chug down onto Zone, but Hack with that beautiful Soul Shackle gets him. Here comes the ultimate by Sync, follows up on all that amazing CC. Here comes Zone for the last, Link for the last hit. And then Hack was just there for the Dark Binding. Parang laki ng Dark Binding ng skin na Morgana na yun, you know?
Ghost Bride yata.
Yeah, Ghost Bride Morgana.
Sync will go down the bottom lane by JLC dito. We have to use that counter strike to disable the champion. So ngayon, no, puno pa yung buhay ng first tier turret in the top lane ng Gamex.Wargods. Kakabawas na dito from a Ruin. VYY trying to respond and defend that turret.
Yes, very true. And almost gets the hook there. Here comes Link for the gank onto VYY, and
wow, that critical coming from that Zeal and Infinity Edge as well. Gamex.Wargods trying to get the first dragon for their team. That might will end up the dragon of the life of the dragon. Here the dragon pit yet again. Ruin will go down nga ba dito by VYY. Flash in. Wow, that flash over the wall. Coming from VYY to pick up a kill once again.
I'm not sure. I think that was a miscommunication advantage by Link. Kasi nag-Grand Skyfall siya dun sa top lane without anyone following up for him. So I guess that was a communication advantage. Whoa!
Two-man knockup coming from skill dito. A jump in from JLC. Nahook na naman si Zone coming from Stronger dito. Shutdown for VYY. 24-13 score in favor of Gamex.Wargods. They're about to get the second tier turret in the mid lane.
So, like you've said before, Sir Sphere, they don't need tenacity to, they can't use tenacity to counter out that knock-up combination that Gamex.Wargods has.
Betrayal have to use that Cataclysm to lock down the champion. VYY still managed to pick up the life of Ruin. But I think with the 25-14 score, the only way for the members of Betrayal to win this game is to stick together or or ma-utilize nila na maayos yung kanilang Destiny and a man-drop combo dito.
Yes.
So, Ochi is being chased down by two members of Betrayal. That is the first death, I think. Oh, tama. First death
of Ochi.
Of Ochi sa laban na to. Skill. Trying to kill Sync dito. Even Sync can survive against the Wargods skill. And Ruin responding the bottom lane. Here comes Jarvan. A teleport coming from JLC to respond and help skill dito. Link taking so much damage. Two-man stun coming from JLC with that flash in. JLC will go down. Nga ba dito? Take note, they have the stun, they have the table, and one champion will go down. Zone being chased down by Stronger and skill Dark Binding just in time by Hack. Very good job. Nice support coming from Hack dito.
Such an intense play there coming in from skill. Flashes over the arrow of Sync and then executes it immediately. Tapos nag-follow up na lang yung members nila, and that was it. All said and done. Wow.
I think
I'm breathless.
So much action
yes.
coming from these two teams dito. And I think ang dapat talaga na i-par dito sa mga champion like si Ash. Siguro yung mga champion like si Thresh because of the lantern that could save her.
Yes, also the box because it gives Ash that, let's say, safety to try and poke from the backline. Pwede din siguro si Janna. That's because, yes, of course, of the Monsoon howling in the shield. And
here comes the disable once again. The rocket grab from Stronger connected to Link while they're chasing down Hack dito. Ignite won't be enough to pick up a kill. Still, JLC from the backline, he used that ward to jump in. Ruin takes so much damage. Imagine, right now, JLC have Trinity Force and meron na siyang pickaxe almost for the Sevier.
Man, Jax is back. That damage is just ripping through Ruin and Hack in the top lane. Alright, so JT Esports Betrayal needs, like you've said, to group up to try and get the picks with the Destiny. Here it comes, but
I'm sure BYY will win this matchup dito since Zone is an AP champion. Sync use that ultimate skill. The arrow will connect to BYY dito. The Mandrop is being used by Pantheon. 3 champion mga bigan against BYY alone. He have this a smite, a flash in, and it will pick up a kill dito.
Ooh.
A smite from skill and a skill as well for Sync, but not enough damage to pick up a champion. JLC versus Link. 1 versus 1 mga kaibigan. They have to jump into that grump, and that Cataclysm will end up the life of JLC here in the jungle camp. Smite connected to Stronger. There's still a lot of exchange, but Ochi mga kaibigan trying to respond and killing a champion dito. Dark Binding connected to skill. 32-17. Napaka-action pack talaga ng laban na to. But Link still trying his best to disengage. Hook disconnected. Hindi siya tumama dito. Link will go down.
And that's it. The Prey Seeker is able to last hit, I believe, Link there in the bot lane.
I think sobrang nahihirapan ng sobra si Sync to gain an advantage after what happened in the bottom lane during the laning phase.
Yes, because also with an Ashe ADR, she doesn't scale well into the mid game. She needs to get those kills and then just be a super ADR in the late game. Para siya stun eh.
Coming from from Ruin dito, that Dark Binding will connect.
Yes.
To skill.
Kasi
2 for non-exchange.
Ashe kasi it's like a weaker version of this stun in terms of damage, and then wala pa siyang nakukuha masyadong kills, and she's not able to farm well enough.
And here comes the exchange once again. That arrow will pick up
that arrow.
Stronger will go down. Betrayal Zone taking so much damage. That boomerang from BYY will end up the life of Twisted Fate dito. Cataclysm has been used by Ruin to stop the other members of Gamex.Wargods dito. The counter strike won't be enough, and Betrayal will get an ace for the first time this matchup against the members of Gamex.Wargods. What a good job. Very nice performance, nice execution of their skills, especially for Ashe that time.
Yes, but what was happening right now is, even though they got that ace, they're still behind in gold, but still that was a good engage for her. Here comes the engage, the stun onto Stronger, and then the snipe from Sync gets him the kill for himself. But while that was happening, Zone is in no man's land right now, and BYY with that Q gets him in an instant. And then Ruin was again in the wrong place, in the wrong time. The slow was there. He tried to flag and drag to try and burst someone down, but then Sync wasn't in the vicinity to try and burst him down. There's a flash by BYY. Very nice flash actually. Did dodge that ice volley, but then Link with his third skill gives them a lot. Gives him that execution onto BYY.
What I noticed about that team fight noise, Ruin could have survived in that team fight kung ginamit niya yung kanyang Dragon Strike, Dimasha Standard to disengage instead of knocking up the other member, the 2 member of Gamex.Wargods. Yes. They have Pantheon coming in to respond and help their his comrade dito. But since medyo pressured na sobrang Betrayal dito, they can think in a good way dito.
Wow.
Here comes Destiny once again from Distant Fate. Cataclysm connected to 2 members of the Gamex.Wargods. Double kill for Sync. It's a comeback mga kaibigan. A stun 2-man knockup coming from skill with that flash in. 2 members of Betrayal will go down. And yet again, JLC still chasing the other member of Team Betrayal dito. Naiwan si Skill mag-isa against 2 members of Betrayal. But Gamex.Wargods Skill will pick up a kill nga ba dito. The top in Ruin, trying his best to disengage. Betrayal hack didn't connect yung kanyang Dark Binding. And
alright, so that was the best case scenario for J2 Esports to do, because JLC wasn't there, and then they were able to use the Cataclysm to use it as a wall para hindi makapasok yung other members of Wargods, and then like follow up na lang yung burst nila, the follow up the stun, and after that the disengage was almost there. Makakatakas na sila. Here comes the replay. Here comes, like I've said, the Dark Binding lands onto Stronger. Look at Sync. He is setting up his flag and drag, knocks up Stronger in the process, uses that Cataclysm. VYY and Skill are not able to follow up against Sync, and Sync is just able to use all of his skill shots, his damage right there. Beautiful engage by them, but then here comes the re-engage by Wargods. Here comes Skill with the Burrow in, and then Flash gets a 2-man knock-up, and then Skill and VYY with their damage just cleans up for them.
I think what Gamex.Wargods gained there is yung ginagawa kasi dito ni JLC as much as possible. Ooh, once again, a rocket grab coming from Stronger dito, while JLC is chasing down Hack. Too much knock-up, too much CC coming from their team will surely kill a champion dito. So parang pitas lamang ang ginagawa ng Gamex.Wargods dito to make sure that they can secure their objective.
Yes.
Of getting the Dragon, getting the Baron dito. So I think kuha lang nila ng second Baron buff for the Gamex.Wargods.
Oh,
and they're trying to secure the Baron buff right now.
Yes, but there comes the Scrying Orb by Sync. There does scout him out. They do see him with that ward and the hook.
Ooh, once again a rocket grab for Sync, and that Baron will go for the members of Gamex.Wargods.
You should have known there was a ward in that rush, because it is almost always warded by the enemy team pag ginagawa nila ang Baron.
Parang ano yun eh, parang kapag sa normal game or sa solo rank queue dito, sabihin mo, set na natin ang Baron, you will see a ward in that area kagad.
Kasi ayun ang mga gagawin ng mga experienced players. They're going to say, before we do BR, please ward the Baron because we need to see where the enemy team is.
Actually, Sync, I think ang ginagawa niya dito, medyo sinusubukan niyang guluhin ang other members of Gamex.Wargods. And at least siguro, sinusubukan niyang i-dodge yung rocket grab na yun. Yun nga lang.
Very true. But he needs to be aware that sometimes there is a ward there, and forces the flash out of Hack.
6-11 score for Sync, while 14-8 for BYY.
Yes, with
still nakakahabol siya, no? Ayun ang maganda dito for Sync.
Kasi ano yan eh, like I've said before, Ashe isn't the best of the best ADR. She needs to get into that really late game because she only has her damage output when she has around 5 of her core items. And she only has like 2 right now, and is in the process of getting the third one. Here comes
the Mandrap coming from Pantheon dito. Skill taking so much damage, hindi ko disabled. Hindi niya nakagalaw doon, mga kaibigan. And JLC will go down. One more hit. No, not enough. That jump will save JLC. At eto na, nakikita nating napakalaking tulong ng pader na yon to stop the other members of Gamex.Wargods from pushing in. But there's the flash, so they can engage, and they will get this turret, an ace for their team.
That was a nice try by J2 Esports to do that engage. Right, at eto na. You see the replay. Here comes the man drop by Link. They were able to use that Cataclysm to just hit away JLC, but the damage from VYY is there. He was able to kill Link in a matter of seconds, and JLC gets missed by that card. Ruin tries to go in for the kill, but oh my gosh, the damage was there. Stink using that base gate to great effect, and the nom 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 by Achi kills
that nom nom nom. And yes, it's an ace for the members of Gamex.Wargods. What a good job, what a good team play, and good team coordination.
Yes.
Ang napansin kong isa sa magandang ginawa doon ng team ng Gamex.Wargods, they let Skill tangkihin lahat ng damage.
Oh, yes.
With the Warmogs, with the Randumin's Omen, I think that should be enough to tank the damage output coming from the Betrayal Sync. And what went wrong for the members of Betrayal is they dive in too deep.
Yes. Well, ano ko lang sa follow-up. Tapos
It
yung mga skill shots
siguro kung kung
hinintay nila yung base nilang umatake.
Sa turret.
Yes, very true. Also, ano rin kasi, kulang pa sila sa damage. So, pag parang tinaray nila gawin yun, they're not able to execute anyone fast enough.
Medyo dito natin na-utilize na maayos yung, what do you call that, yung bagong pader? Or yung bagong gate dito?
Base gates.
The base gate.
Yes. The base gates.
Napakalaking tulong for Betrayal to defend their base. While JLC, grabe napakabilis.
Is hitting.
Pinaghampas ng trophy mga kaibigan ng top lane dito. Inhibitor will go down with the hands of JLC. At di pa siya nagsawa dito mga still got used. He still used that counter strike but he will go down. Too much aggressiveness. And an exchange once again. 2 for 1. In favor of Betrayal, they can turn this around. That Dark Binding didn't connect to VYY with the Spell Shield. However, Sync still free it, mga kaibigan. Stronger will go down. A double kill for Sync.
Even though they got the top and bot inhibitors, I believe they are now. Sorry, J2 Esports is now slowly but surely getting into that late game. If they can delay this game for a little bit longer, they have now a new opening for them to get themselves back into the game and possibly win it. Because the damage is there already from Sync. Yeah.
I think ang ginagawa dito ni JLC, this point of time, is he's trying to rush the inhibitors. It's because alam nila, sa sarili nila, alam actually ni JLC na kapag nagtagal tong laban na to, mahihirapan silang manalo.
Yes. Also, sorry, I'm just looking at skill right now with the Rek'Sai. Does have, I believe, a Iron Elixir. Look at that.
Napakalaki.
Kasing laki ng dragon. Alright, so again, little things. You have to enjoy them in LoL.
Yes. Sobra.
Sobra.
Parang yung ginagawa natin dito yung ating hashtag. Here comes the ultimate from Link. Ooh, once again, that rocket grab will connect to Link dito. Link will go down. That follow-up skill. And the Zhonya Hourglass coming from Hack to save himself. However, it's a 2-for-2 exchange. And yet again, buhay pa rin. Take note mga kaibigan, ang dalawang carry. Actually, 3 carries coming from Betrayal dito. So they can defend this mid-tier turret. The last tier turret of the mid lane for their team. Yes. 51-34 score, 31-minute mark. Imagine, napakadaming team fight. Hindi ko na nabilang yung nangyari kanina.
Also, what happened in that clash is just JLC was just in the backline tanking away Ruin, Sync, and Zone. But here comes an engage
from Ruin dito, trying to pick up a champion once again. However, Sync VYY is still too much. They have the aspect of the dragon. Ngayon ko lang napansin.
I don't think that's the aspect just yet. Yeah,
I think they have the Wargods.
Yes, I think
the third book pa lang.
Devourer,
yung we have
elixir.
Sorry, yes,
yung yung Elixir of Ruin, I think is the name.
Ganda ng itsura, we have the sparkling VYY. So, Morgana got knocked up by Ochi dito and they will end up the game without having too much pressure. And Gamex.Wargods will earn 3 points tonight.
Yes. So, wow. I just have to give it to Gamex.Wargods for finishing that game with the hooks, with the everything. The knock, like you said, the knock-up combo was there for them and pickoffs. And then as for J2 Esports, I have to applaud them for getting in those long-range picks, the Ash Ultimate, the Twisted Fates Destiny, the man drop from Link, pero ano lang nakulangan talaga sila dun sa damage output, and that's, I believe, one of the reasons why they lost the game.
And I would give the credits dito kay JLC once again for top lane.
Oh yes.
For winning the laning phase, as well as of course doing the split push, while the other members of Team Betrayal is so busy ganking the other members of Gamex.Wargods. And I think naging sobrang effective sa kanila yung ganitong klase ng lineup, having JLC as Jax or the split pusher for their team, is because kapag ginamit ni Twisted Fate yung kanyang Destiny and the Mandalore coming from Pantheon, of course they will leave JLC in the top lane pushing the turrets dito. So I think in this game, like what you've said, no, Betrayal can surely win this game sana kung napatagal pa nila or nagawa nila ng paraan na ma-secure yung early advantage na meron sila.
Kasi sa early game din kasi, they VYY got 2 kills with the first blood. Sync did get a revenge kill, pero mas mataas yung nakuha talaga dun ni VYY and he just snowballed from that.
It's a 3-4-1 in the early game.
Yes, 3-4-1
Imagine,
agad.
you can't give that to an AD carry dito. I think after nung teamfight na yun, nakakuha kagad siya ng pickaxe because meron din siyang assist as well after that 1 kill. So again, you're watching the Pro Gaming Series 2015 Spring Season.
Yes, and you know what that means, guys. This is Game 2, so the watch and win is now. So again, that's 500 RP credited straight to your LoL account. And again, I would just like to remind you, please comment your name and the correct spelling of the answer. First 5 correct commentators will get that 500 RP. Also, dun sa aming Pro Gaming Series Facebook page, that's the official one, which is www.facebook.com/progamingseries. Hindi yung PGS Rift Group, hindi sa mga channels.
Hindi sa mga fan pages ng ating mga Garena shoutcasters.
Yes.
Minsan may mga nagpo-post dun eh. So,
alright,
mukhang ito na.
Mukhang ito na. Also, ano ba ba? Also, sa mga winners of the Watch and Win, do not change your summoner names because if you do, it will not be credited. So, pag-itay muna kayo kasi 500 RP naman yun eh. You can wait for a little bit kasi 500
Imagine
RP.
kapag natanggap mo na yung 500 RP mo, it totally paid off.
Yes.
Nanood ka lang, nakapag-unahan ka lang.
Yes.
500 RP ka na.
Alright guys, so here is the question. So, I will count down in 5 seconds, so sphere
Sige.
Alright, so here's the countdown. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In Game 1, which champion purchased the only greater vision totem? So
Yes.
sa Game 1 to, no? This is the Game 1, hindi yung kakatapos ng nalaban, kundi yung kanina. We have Azurai and Amplifier, kayo na shoutcaster natin.
Yes.
So yun yung Game 1 natin. Which champion purchased the only greater vision totem? Pumunta na kayo sa ating Facebook fan page, ang ating Facebook fan page URL. We have facebook.com/progamingseries. Nandiyan ang ating question. Unahan lang yun sa pag-comment. And I think ngayon, nag-type rush na sila.
Yes.
Para makuha na.
In about 1 minute, we're going to see hundreds of thousands. Sana hundreds of thousands eh.
Pero alam mo, maraming ano dyan eh, no? Maraming, ano ba yun? Ang bilis naman ng mga kamay nila. But, konting timing lang talaga. Talagang tamang timing lang.
Refresh din. Alright, also, you cannot edit your answers. So, kung nakuha kayo ng first comment, kung nalang nyo na-press yung A, tapos biglang enter, tapos in-edit nyo siya para
mauna ka lang, no?
Para mauna ka lang. Bawal yun, guys. We will not accept those answers, so sorry na lang talaga. It's just in the rules. Para fair naman sa mga iba na nag-type ng sobrang bilis. Tama yung answer, tama yung punctuations, if ever. Tapos yung, I believe, yung capitalizations.
Which champion, no? So, again, hindi IGN, hindi kung sino yung player, kundi yung champion.
Yes.
Yung champion.
Alright, guys. Also, we would like to thank Trippy Customs for our amazing...
Ay, dito pala.
Alright,
dito pala yung logo ng Trippy Custom.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Pro Gaming Series jackets. So, that's www.facebook.com/TrippyCustoms if you want to inquire about their amazing quality and amazing style in their jackets. So also, I believe we have an announcement with the Pro Gaming Series Rift group has reached more than 1,000 members right now. So I think, yeah, ma-post na lang namin later on. I'll keep you posted kung ano yung magiging surprise namin doon. Because it's,
surprise.
I believe it is one that you will like, guys. So please stay posted. Kasi, just a little hint, magkakaroon tayo doon ng prizes.
Yun. So,
Prices.
hindi lang basta-basta no, mga rifters natin dyan or mga summoners natin na sumasali sa ating group. Thank you very much sa inyong support. And hopefully, dumami tayo ng dumami. Who knows, di ba? 5,000, 10,000, magkaroon na naman tayo ng surprises dyan.
Abot yan. Alright, so that's about all the time we have, that's about all the time we have for set 1. There's also set 2 following up after a short break. So, we will reintroduce ourselves. I am GS Azurai with an I, and alongside here with me is the handsome again.
I am Digisphere. Please disregard the handsomeness. Thank you very much, Azurai, for this game, no? Natutuwa ako. Sobrang galing ng ating mga shoutcasters ngayon. Sa lahat ng mga Garena shoutcasters natin, keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Alright. Bye guys.
Kita na mamaya.